Good morning, traders. Dale here from the forexguy.com, and I've got two trade setups to share with you today. First, we're looking at the Dow, which has been a market I've been eyeballing for a while, and let me show you why. Because this market's become very unstable. It hasn't really been able to make new highs up here. We've basically capped out. The market top's basically there, and we're getting these wild swings. So I've been trying to get ready to catch the next major, panic sell-off that causes these large moves. And we can see we've got this huge range developing now on the Dow, and now we've got this situation where it's basically like a head and shoulders pattern on the daily chart. Here we got one shoulder, it's a higher high. Then we get the sort of like climax high up here that makes the head, and now we're getting the first lower high developing on the daily chart. So that is the first sign of weakness coming in, and basically the completion of the head and shoulders pattern. Now if I zoom in, you'll see we actually had. It's very rare that I actually trade these setups these days, but we've got a two candle rejection. So if you just look at these two candles, and in your mind, if you could just like blend them together, like the whole price action movement over the 2 days, you'll get a large rejection candle. So it would look something more like so we opened here, and then we came all the way up there. So it would look like this, and a little bit of a wick. So it will basically look like this guy right here. So yeah, on a 2 day chart or something like that, you would just see a massive rejection candle. So what I've done is taken the 50% retrace of the whole thing. Okay, so if we do that, and you can see I put my short, my sell stop there just a little bit under that retrace point, and it's actually this session come up, retrace, and triggered it like almost down to the pip there. So I'm very lucky that it's triggered me in here. So I'm short on the Dow, and I'm hoping my analysis is good here and it follows through as expected. I'm just hoping to see a really nice explosive sell-off like it has basically occurred in the past. So if we just take that auto scroll off, so if you can see when the market does tip over off these highs, you can see that we're getting these huge sell-offs. Here it took a little bit of time to develop. There's a little bit of churning before the takeoff, so we may get a little bit of a churning here if history repeats itself again. But if this is the official next lower high, as long as the market doesn't come back up and break this where my stop loss is, okay, I'll be good. So that's trade or swing trade number one. And also you can see that's a nice swing level through there as well. So about we've got resistance, broken through, sort of acted like support for a second there. Nut broke through, acted as a resistance again, come back up, sort of like double tap that resistance level again. So we've got a strong level there as well. So old support, new resistance, nice swing level. Everything's technically good here. It's a short. Market's trading on the negative side of the mean value. So all lights are green. There's no reason basically not to take this trade as I can see. And yeah, so I'll keep you updated on what happens here. And now the next trade I've taken, which I'd like to show you, is the pound CAD. I can see this one's already developed a little bit. So I've been watching this chart very closely as well, and a couple of similar charts like this, where we've basically broken into new highs. So we're getting a new higher high, which is a bullish signal. So once we get those new higher highs, so we've had this downtrend and the market's been very bearish, but once we get that first higher high, that's the first signal that you're going to have as a swing trader that the market is ready to go bullish, like the bulls are basically coming back in and taking control. So when you get that higher high, your job as a swing trader basically is to watch for those new higher lows to develop, and then that's basically where we watch for those buy signals at those higher lows. Now the market, see, I've got this level marked here. So we had support, broken support, and we sort of sidestepped around down the bottom here. So maybe like double bottomed out, you could call that. Come back up, held as resistance, got a little bit of a rejection off that resistance. I guess it made a higher low here, which is, I guess that would have been the first sort of like telltale sign that the market's going to remain bullish. But you wouldn't really know it made a higher low until it basically broke this level here, and you could see that V there in the price action. But here's our first higher low. It comes up, makes the higher high. Now this is where alarm bells are ringing, and we basically watch this chart like a hawk. Comes back down and then tests this old level, this old sort of swing level again, and it holds a support. It was basically location. Okay, so the location here is like prime real estate for a buy signal to form. We've got the mean value here. We've got a level. We've got the market, dynamics, high highs, high lows coming into play. Everything's switching to bullish. So we're looking for the buy signals just to put the icing on the cake and get us in long. So we'll go to the 4-hour chart, and didn't really see much there. And very rarely I do this, but I just because the location is so, such prime real estate, I went to the 1-hour chart just to see what was going on there. And we had this very large 1-hour rejection candle that I thought, well, okay, I'm going to take a stab at this, because not that I usually trade the 1-hour candles, but just the location, I was very keen to get involved in the market here and get long, and I was just looking for some framework to build my trade on. So this 1-hour candle here, it's fairly decent. It's got a fairly long range. It clearly shows rejection of that level, so I used it to build my long trade. I actually went in with a retracement entry on there, and the market basically behaved here and came down and triggered me in, and now is starting to fire up upwards. So that's I'm lucky to get into the retracement entry there, so that's good. We did have this sort of like sell 1-hour signal beforehand, but I mean, I wouldn't be selling through that level. I'm more interested in, like, this signal has much more weight because of the market analysis we can put into it. So that's it. I've set my target pretty high there. So I'm just going to let's go to the weekly chart. We'll see what happens. See where the market sort of slingshots up to, but I'm just going to probably monitor this on the daily chart now and see how we go. So I'll pause the video there, and I'll let you know how these trades go. Hey traders, I'm back, and I have an update on one of the trades. Now the pound CAD has basically erupted, and it's exploded very aggressively high this week, and I've decided to just take profit. I don't want to get too greedy because of the amount of acceleration we've seen this week with price, and how far it's moved and how quickly it's moved. I think that it's going to basically peak out very shortly, and I'm going to take profit before it basically goes through a mean reversion here, because we can see that the market has gapped very aggressively away from the mean, and that's going to be a telltale sign of an upcoming correction. So if I just go back to the 1-hour chart, I can just find the trade where it entered. So like I told you before, I don't normally trade the 1-hour chart, but because that was such a hot spot for buying opportunities, I was just looking for any sort of signal I could to, you know, basically finish my trade analysis and get me into a trade. So there it is there. That's that 1-hour signal, and took a little, like maybe 1 or 2 days to get going, but then once it basically broke through those highs there, it was game on, and it's basically launched up there now. And as we can see, we're starting to get a bit of slowdown here. I think London's closed a couple of hours ago, and I think the New York session is going to close in uh, probably like 2 hours or something like that. So I just exited there after the London close, as we go into this slower volatility or this slower trading period. I don't think much is going to happen here. So We go to the weekly chart as well. You got to look at this too, because you can see this trading week has been huge. And if you have a look at history, generally you don't get too many trading weeks exceeding the range like this. So I think that I've made a lot of money on this, so I'm just going to take it while it's on the table. Uh, there's no reason why I can't just exit now and just wait for a retracement and just look at the next swing level here and wait for the next buy signal. I did have a target up here somewhere. If the market did move a little bit more slowly, maybe I could have held it and wrote it out there, but we've basically reached this swing high here, and this could be a trouble zone, because the further price moves away from the mean, the less, or the more and more trouble it's going to have moving even further higher. So I think this market needs to correct before it can actually make its next move into higher highs. So here it is. I made 9.5k off this US dollars, and this is a live account too. A couple of people get skeptical whether I'm a real trader or not. I am. This is my real account. I don't joke around with this stuff. These are real trade videos. This is me trading live, so this is the real deal. So the pound CAD, basically, mission accomplished here. I risked $1,000, so I basically got 9.5 times my initial risk, which is a very good achievement. I don't get that every day, but this is what happens when you can, get that discipline to ride trades out. I'll just give you an update on the Dow as well, because I'm still here. I'm still short. So it's grinding lower, and I'm really liking the progress of this trade, because it's breaking into lower lows, and we actually got that head and shoulders pattern complete, and we got that neckline around there. So we've broken through that neckline. So a lot of technicals here are still screaming short, and even more so now, because we're basically trading in lower lows. We're moving lower. I'm just I'm just waiting to see the next move like this. I hope that we get that panic sell off and everyone goes into a sell frenzy down at the New York Stock Exchange, and basically all these stocks plummet and drive the Dow and the S&P down. But yeah, I'm just holding out to see. I've still got that target down there to basically grab the bottom of these previous crashes. So we'll see if this market does eventually, you know, go through one of these flash crashes or mini crashes, whatever you want to call it, and hit that target. So I'll pause it here, and I'll come back hopefully in the next video, and I'll have something interesting to show you here. Hi everybody, back here with a conclusion for the Dow trade. Unfortunately, the trade idea didn't follow through, and the market did actually rally and basically break my trade idea. So I was lucky enough to just basically call it quits at break even. So here's the trade down the bottom here, US 30, which is the Dow symbol for Go Markets. So I managed to just walk away with $100 profit, and actually look at the swap that was built up there. So that's the bill for the swap rate for the Dow was starting to accumulate. I was just hoping to see that drop, but I think some news came out from the Fed, or some data came out that subtly suggested that interest rates may be raised, but it's unconfirmed, and the meeting is next month, June 15th, I think, and that's when the Fed's going to make their statement and their interest rate announcement. So I'm still bearish on the Dow. We can see that this trend line that developed here and this down move with these lower highs was broken. If we zoom in, we've got a little inside day here, which could provide a nice little temporary bullish opportunity. We get a break of that. We may see a thrust up there, but here's going to be a very good level to watch, because we go to the weekly chart. It's basically the market ceiling. So if the market does come up and test that again and provide a bearish, let me just get my chart in focus here. There we go. So if the market does come up, test this market ceiling again, and can't basically get through there, and we see some sort of like sell signal there, I'm definitely going to be jumping all over that. But for now, it's not ready to die yet. I guess the market wants to move a little higher first. That's fine. It'll give me a better entry price up here anyway if we get a sell signal up there. But yeah, here's the trade down here. If I just click it and drag it onto the chart, you'll see it maps it out. So there's my stop loss, there was my entry, and there's my take profit. Awesome returns there. So yeah, that's it for the Dow trade. You can't win them all. Sorry, I know everyone likes a happy ending. Maybe next time, if I short the Dow again, I'll do another video for you, and hopefully we can document the next crash, and hopefully I'll be on board that. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn anything more about price action trading or swing trading like this, come and check out the site. You'll see that the charts here have candlestick markers through there. That's my price action battle station. It's like a candlestick recognition algorithm. It sends alerts to your smartphone, your iPhones, and your Androids. So you can check that out as well. It's very helpful. It's helped me spot a lot of trades. And yeah, it's there doing the hard work for you, and you just sit there and watch your phone, and you'll get these notifications every 4 hours or whatever, and whatever you set it to, and it'll let you know when these patterns form. And you can just come and check your charts. Once again, thanks for watching. All the best on the charts for next trading week, and I'll see you in the next video.